Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Riya, switch on your camera. We had lungs for respiration, right? For heart, it is for transportation. It is heart and blood. Blood we have discussed previously. Now we are going to discuss heart. We have four-chambered heart. Fishes, they have two-chambered heart. Amphibians and reptiles, three-chambered heart. We four. I have already told. So first thing before that, we have to know what is open circulatory system and what is closed circulatory system. Shazam,
Yes, ma'am.
tell me what is open and what is closed.
Open circulatory system, ma'am. I think blood
Which type of circulatory system do we have?
enclosed.
Yes, we have closed. Why? Because directly what is happening? The blood vessel is carrying blood. Okay. So the circulatory system here is closed. And open circulatory system, what happens? What will happen? The blood, right? There won't be blood vessels, capillary veins and artery. It won't be there. It will be like the fluid, right? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
It will just occupy spaces. Fully colored. Think about this as fully colored. No gap. Everywhere. Blood. Okay. And if it is closed, what will happen? There will be some type of pathway in like this where there will be connection and there will be gap also. Okay. Here I'm not able to color. Open, close. Got it? Now let's see. I've told you two. One thing is in fishes there is two chamber heart. Right. So one is atrium. The other one is ventricle. Atrium, we'll tell it as receiving chamber. Atrium is receiving chamber. Ventricle is pumping chamber. Ventricle, VIP. So ventricle is pumping chamber. Okay. You can note this down. Shazan, are you taking notes?
Yes, ma'am.
Ria? Good.
Wait, show what it is.
In fishes, there will be one atrium and one ventricle. Atrium is receiving chamber. So blood will come inside. Okay. They receive blood. And ventricle, they will pump out. The blood will go out from that chamber. Okay. Pump out blood. So that is called pumping chamber. First thing here, this, you can see the red line.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. That red, I mean, indicating it, it is the oxygenated blood. Okay. The blood which has high oxygen content. Okay. Rich in oxygen, oxygenated blood. This blue one, right? It is not rich in oxygen. It is called oxygenated blood. Okay. Now let's see how in fishes it is happening. Oxygen from the water, right? Gills will take in, right? Respiratory surface. Then what will happen? The capillary will carry, right? But here there is no capillary. It is open. The blood, the oxygenated blood will move to all parts of the body. Okay. This body is, it is very, where is it? See, I'm not meaning to say that this body is very small. Body means the whole body of the fish. Okay. And after that, from the body, what will happen? Deoxygenated blood will come, right? Because oxygenated blood are used up. After that, deoxygenated blood. Again, it will go to first, it will go to the atrium. It will be receiving blood, deoxygenated blood. And after that, it will move to ventricle. Okay. This ventricle will pump the blood back to the gills. Okay. Then from there, what will happen? Deoxygenated blood, right? Here, the carbon dioxide will go out. Okay. So this is the whole cycle. One circulation from gills back to the gills. Only one circulation. Okay. From gills to body, body to the atrium, atrium, from atrium to the ventricle, from ventricle to the gills, back to the gills. Okay. Now, let's see this amphibians and reptiles, they have closed circulatory system. That means their blood is carried by blood vessels. So they have three chambers, two atrium and one ventricle. What is atrium?
Ma'am, receiving chamber.
Yes, correct. And what is ventricle, Ria?
Pumping chamber. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay. Now let's see here. First, this is oxygen. Oxygen is getting inside the lungs. And what will happen? After that, the blood will take up oxygen. So it will become oxygenated blood, and it will go to the left atrium. You can see lungs, left atrium, L. Okay, from there you can learn. And after that, it will go to the ventricle. And this ventricle, it will pump the oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. And after that, body will use up oxygen and it will give out carbon dioxide. So now the blood vessels will be carrying deoxygenated blood. They will be not rich in oxygen. So it will be called as deoxygenated. So after that, this deoxygenated blood will go to the right atrium. So this right atrium here, atrium is receiving chamber. So right atrium is receiving deoxygenated blood, and left atrium was receiving what? Oxygenated blood. Both are receiving blood, but the blood which they are receiving are different. Okay. Next, what will happen? There will be ventricle. After that, right atrium to the ventricle, and from ventricle again the blood will be pumped back to the lungs. Deoxygenated blood, okay, will be put in the lungs, and the lungs will take out the oxygen. Lungs means what? Alveoli, where the what will happen? Exchange of gases will occur. Okay, understood? Here you can see there is mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood, right? And here also you can see there is definitely mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood, right? In both the cases. But these organisms, they won't have trouble because they are cold-blooded. Okay? Cold-blooded meaning?
Non-deoxygenated blood.
Cold-blooded meaning, that means those creatures, those organisms, the temperature, the body temperature will be dependent upon their surroundings. Okay? Those are cold-blooded. We are warm-blooded. That means our body temperature, right? And in the surrounding, it won't be what? We are not dependent upon that. Our body temperature will be maintained. In the case of cold-blooded animals, what will happen? The lizard and all that, if there is cold, they have to go to the bask in the sun, right? Towards the sunlight, because the temperature, their body temperature will be also cold. Okay. And when there is hot, they will go to the shaded area. Okay. So as to not feel that hot, to make it cooler. Okay. But for us, our body is maintained. Body temperature is maintained. Okay. Because we have 4 chambers. Let's talk about our humans. Humans, we have 4 chambers, 2 atrium and 2 ventricle. Ria, switch on your camera.
2 minutes, my network went low. I'll come back in 5 seconds.
Okay. Now let's see how in case of human it is happening. We have lungs. Lungs will take in oxygen, and after that the blood will carry the oxygen. That blood is called deoxygenated blood, and it will move to the left atrium, right? Which chamber of heart will receive blood? Left atrium. From left atrium to the left ventricle. From left atrium to the left ventricle. And after that, left ventricle to the body, all the body parts. The blood will be pumped to all the body parts. And after that, what will happen? What is that? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide will be generated in our body, and the deoxygenated blood will be carried by blood vessels, and it will move to, it will go, which chamber will receive it? Right atrium. And from right atrium to right ventricle, and from right ventricle back to the lungs, and from lungs carbon dioxide will go out. Okay, this is the whole process. Okay, now the pulmonary vein will carry the oxygenated blood from lungs to the left atrium. This is very, very important. Okay, and here you can see this one, right ventricle. From right ventricle to the lungs, pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood. Okay, very important. Now let's see the blood vessels. 3 types of blood vessels I have already told: artery, veins, and capillary. What is the work of artery? It will carry blood from heart to different parts of the body. Okay, and vein, it will carry blood from different parts of the body back to the heart. Every artery will do that, and every vein will do that. And the artery will be having oxygenated blood. It will carry oxygenated blood. And vein, it will carry deoxygenated blood. Artery will be having thick elastic wall, and vein will be having thin and less elastic wall. But there is one exception for artery and one exception for the vein. Pulmonary artery, it will carry deoxygenated blood from RV to lungs. I have already pulmonary artery, right ventricle to the lungs. Usually artery will carry,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes,
Can you just give me 2 minutes? I'm coming.
usually,
So can you give me 2 minutes? I'm coming.
yes. So usually the artery, what will it do? Riya, I've already told, it will carry oxygenated blood. But this pulmonary artery, what is it carrying? This pulmonary artery, what is it carrying? It is carrying deoxygenated blood.
Okay.
It is exception, okay, from right ventricle to the lungs. Now we see here, for the veins carry blood from different parts of the body to heart, and they carry deoxygenated blood. Exception, what do we have here? Pulmonary vein. They carry oxygenated blood from lungs to left atrium. This is the exception. Pulmonary vein. Vein usually carry deoxygenated blood. But here the pulmonary vein, it is carrying oxygenated blood from lungs to the left atrium. Okay, exception. And one more point here for the veins, they have valves, door type. So the backflow of blood doesn't happen. Okay. Next, capillary.
Ma'am, can I open the door and come? There's someone at the door.
Yeah, okay. So capillary, it is smallest vessel. It has extremely thin wall, and here exchange of gases will occur. Shazan, understood? So artery, what does it work? It
I'm carrying blood
transports.
from heart to the body parts.
And
Ma'am, oxygenated blood.
they carry oxygenated blood. Okay, and they have
Thick walls.
thick walls. They have thick walls. Artery will be having thick walls, and the veins will be having
Carry blood from different parts of body to the
Heart.
heart part once again.
and they
Ma'am,
carry
deoxygenated blood and thin walls are there. Yes.
thin and less elastic. Elastic is stretchable. Okay, and they have valves.
Okay,
Veins
ma'am.
will be having valves. Next, let's see this. So how will the blood come? This is what? Left atrium, already given. This is left atrium, and this is left ventricle. So the oxygenated blood will come inside. During what will happen here is this valves, right, will be closed. At that time, when the blood is coming, this valve will be closed. So blood will pour in. After that, what will happen? The valves will be opened, and the blood will pour in again in the left ventricle. And again, after that, what will happen? There's again valve here. The blood will go outside. This is the whole process. See, this is the capillary. Here we have capillary. This is artery. Artery will be carrying oxygenated blood, and the vein will be carrying deoxygenated blood. So, this capillary, this is the body cell. Food and oxygen will come in, right, through this capillary. And after that, carbon dioxide will be produced, and it will go to the capillary. And this capillary, again, it will be small, and it will become big. That is vein. Artery and vein will be bigger vessel. Smallest vessel will be the capillary, and this capillary is the middle, okay, of both the artery and the vein. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, that figure explanation can you give just once again?
This figure.
Yes, ma'am. The one which you said. Yeah, that.
So in respiration, 1 minute. So in respiration, we have food and oxygen, right? Inside this cell. This is our body cell. One cell we are talking about here. So body cell, this capillary is carrying all this food and oxygen here. Already food is there. The oxygen this capillary is carrying. And this capillary, oxygen, here you can see this part here is in red color. This capillary is getting inside our body cell, okay, where there is food and the oxygen will come in. So what will happen here? Carbon dioxide will be generated. Again, what will happen? The capillaries will take up carbon dioxide. Okay, because what is happening? Oxygen is gone, is used up. Now, this carbon dioxide, right? This capillary is carrying, right? All this capillary from various parts of the body. It is carrying the carbon dioxide. Okay, this carbon dioxide join this capillaries, all these capillaries join um, in the where put the pour in the blood, the deoxygenated blood into the vein. Vein is the bigger vessel, and this vein will carry the oxygenated blood. Okay,
What is that?
understood? So the middle part we have capillary, because here you can see why we are telling it is exchange of gases, because you can see this part, you can see oxygen, and this part you can see
The oxygen.
deoxygenated carbon dioxide. So exchange of the what? Carbon dioxide and oxygen is happening. So gaseous exchange of gas is happening here. Not the artery and the veins are not meeting up. Only the capillaries are meeting up. Okay. Now let's see. Let's talk about this pulmonary vein, oxygenated blood. First, this is the step. This is the movement of oxygenated blood. It will move to the left atrium, and from left atrium, it will go to the left ventricle, and from left ventricle again, it will go to the artery, main artery or aorta, and the aorta, from aorta to the body organ, all the parts of the tissue of our body or cell of our body. Then from there, again, what will happen? Deoxygenated blood. Vena cava or vein, main vein. It will take deoxygenated blood and it will go to the right atrium. And from right atrium to right ventricle. And from there, pulmonary artery will carry deoxygenated blood to the back to the lungs. This is the whole process of blood, of oxygen and carbon dioxide transportation. Where is heart? This, where is this? This is aorta and this is vena cava. Aorta, what will it do? Oxygenated blood to all parts of the body. And vena cava from all parts of the body to the back to the lungs. Okay, vena cava will take up the deoxygenated blood and put it in right atrium. And here, right, you can see left atrium and left ventricle, there is this thing, valve. It is called as mitral valve. It is not that important, but okay. Or you can say bicuspid because it has two valves. And this valve, aortic valve, it is also called as tricuspid. Or this is also, this valve is pulmonary valve and it is also called tricuspid because it has three valves. Here only two, here three, here three. Wait, I'll put it in different color. This two is tricuspid valve, and this one same color I did. So this one and this one is what? This one and this one is tricuspid valve. Okay, and this one is bicuspid valve. Okay, got it? Then what is there here? This figure. Let's talk about this figure. Here we have lung capillaries. From there only what will happen? Pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein, which blood it will be carrying from lungs?
Oxidized.
Yes, oxygenated, and it will go to the heart. And after that, aorta. From aorta, it will take up from aorta to the body. And this all are what? Capillaries of the body. And these all are capillaries of the lungs. Okay. And from there, what will happen? Here, deoxygenated blood. So the vena cava, it will take deoxygenated blood from the capillary of the body parts to the where? Right atrium.
Right atrium.
And from then right ventricle.
Right ventricle.
And deoxygenated blood again it will be taken by pulmonary artery.
Then again it will go to left atrium.
Again pulmonary artery to the lungs.
Okay.
This figure is very important. Okay.
Okay.
Understood?
This one getting it.
So who is going to explain first? Shazan, turn on your camera.
From this figure you are telling.
Okay, first we'll start from this figure.
Okay.
Ria, let's go with you. Otherwise, we can do this rock, paper, scissors.
No, I will explain first.
Rock, paper, scissors.
No, sir.
Come on. Rock, paper, scissors. Hey, I am doing it first. You guys are
No,
copying
ma'am,
me.
that's it. Alright,
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ma'am,
Okay.
Ria,
Ria, come, Ria. Tell me, Ria.
Ma'am, so it starts from the lung capillaries.
Hmm?
Huh?
Yes, correct. Good.
It starts from the lung capillaries. The blood
Yes.
oxidized.
Yes. The lung capillaries, because we are breathing in, the lung capillaries will take in oxygen at that time. Then this oxygenated blood will be taken up by pulmonary vein. Like that. You say.
So, from the pulmonary veins, the oxygenated blood goes to the heart.
Which chamber?
Ma'am, to the
Receiving chamber.
receiving chamber.
What is that? Receiving chamber. What is that called?
Atrium. Right.
Atrium. And which atrium? Right or left?
Right atrium.
Lungs. From there it is coming. L. So
Left atrium.
you have to relate like that. Okay? Left atrium. And after that?
After that, ma'am, the blood goes to the aorta, and then
Left ventricle.
Left ventricle. Okay?
Deoxygenated.
No. Ria will tell. This part Ria will tell. Left ventricle. After that?
ma'am, then the blood is pumped to the rest of the body.
Yes. Which blood vessel will carry the blood to rest of the body? The oxygenated blood? Aorta. Okay. This figure you can see. And now, Shazan, tell. After that, what will happen?
I can explain from the starting.
No.
Until where she have explained.
Blood came here.
Where?
Blood came here. Oxygenated blood came to all parts of the body because the left ventricle pumped.
And no, after that, deoxygenated blood will return to what it is?
Okay.
Pulmonary.
The left, you are telling left, right?
Yeah. So pulmonary. What, ma'am?
Left atrium. No.
No, ma'am, wait, it will return to pulmonary vein. That artery, and then it will go to.
Now tell me, this deoxygenated blood, it will become deoxygenated blood. Now this capillary are carrying deoxygenated blood. This capillaries carrying deoxygenated blood will be taken up by which vessel? Blood vessels. Vena cava.
Okay, that doesn't.
Vena cava. Okay. This vena cava will be carrying the deoxygenated blood and will go to the
left atrium.
Left atrium.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
right.
If the blood is received from the lung capillaries, then it will be left atrium. And if it is received by body, then it is right atrium.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Don't confuse. This is very important. Okay. And then after that, what will happen?
Ma'am, it will go to the lungs through the pulmonary.
You have not said. It came here. It directly went to the lungs.
Ma'am, then ma'am, pulmonary artery, after that to lungs.
Ventricle, right ventricle.
Ma'am, that is right.
That is right.
Ma'am, that is left.
That's right. But the picture is right. It's left.
Okay, this is right. I have to write it like this then.
No, ma'am, this for us.
That one is right and this one is left.
Because if I write right, you will just see. You won't use your brain.
From my point of view, ma'am, that one is right and that one is left.
No.
Ma'am, what can I do?
Your point of view.
It's your point of view. You can see. Okay, not your point of view.
Okay.
Okay. So
it goes to the right ventricle.
And after that,
and through the pulmonary
arteries,
it goes to the lungs and then gets oxygenated, and then the whole process repeats
again. Okay, this is double circulation. Okay, 2 times. We will end our class here. Bye bye. See you in next class. Tomorrow there will be assignment. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Come.
Thank you. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.